This Pecha Kucha, it was created by Tom Jakovic and is a summation of all the uh, learning that occurred during the course of this LDT Design Studio course. The design process is really all about collaboration and conversation with others, envisioning and then uh, creating a artifact that you continually reiterate, and that really is the essence of it. The advantage of learning code and creating new apps and educational software is that ultimately it provides more flexible access of information and sharing of that knowledge to other individuals, both students and teachers. Instructional software design, compared to 25 years to now, the biggest problem that I see was the separateness and the sort of static and flexible instructional model. It just reproduced the classroom in an online environment and was not very creative. At the center of role-based design is the emphasis on ideation in a flexible, non-critical environment where exchange of ideas and experiences and values are placed in the center of the iteration of the artifact. And I think that ultimately is what is the advantage. In the first project, the I didn't know what I was looking at. I didn't know if it was a pottery bowl or a planter or a cup. It was just a wide open idea, and I think that that is the whole essence of this: it's the reimagining of the object. As I envision it, teachers that learn how to code and create new apps, along with new educational software, will provide students new pathways towards digital and visual literacy, the new literacies, and also numeracy. The School at Home app really was an attempt by all of the creators of that app to include more open communication, more opportunities for practice and feedback, and I think that in a lot of ways we achieved that. If anything, the advantage of coding, especially if it gets down to the mobile phone level, will allow for bidirectional communication and open the anywhere, any place type of student learning of the content. And I think that's the real advantage for teachers that learn code. Another thing that School at Home app had, and that I learned from just getting ideas from others in the group, was that language shouldn't be a barrier. And that if we can have an ability to translate that into their own language, whatever the content is, then and the curriculum will go a lot smoother for everyone. Although this course didn't really specifically get into trying to code for virtual reality, augmented reality, QR codes, I think what we did learn from the What's Hot section of this course was that this is going to be an area that will really re-envision and visualize the content for and the curriculum for our teachers and students. With apps like Skype, including that in this app, school to home application, I think was a really great idea because it keeps teachers and students in communication and connection with each other. One of the things I also learned from the Department of Education's guidelines in app creation is that really the goal is to break down barriers for people that are here, ESL, handicapped in some capacity, and or from a different cultural background. And I think that anytime you increase family engagement and expand opportunities for further education, you're doing the right thing. Another thing I've learned in both this course and in previous courses in the LDT program is that since mobile devices seem to be ubiquitous now amongst any student from the age of say 8 or 9 up, that really it provides for a flexible, collaborative, and artifact-oriented type of learning. One of the more interesting and cool parts of this course was the What's Hot section that appeared every other weekend. I think it was because people just drew from so many different sources, and I learned so many different things. I had no idea there was a dyslexia toolbox app, and that it would provide students that had disabilities a new pathway to learn. So that was really interesting. What makes a great website? I think a lot of knowledge and skill in how to code, obviously, but also knowing your audience and what your goals are, and clearly making it engaging. I think those are the things that make a great website. So why should students learn coding? Probably for the same reasons teachers should, because it basically empowers them, makes them more fluent in technology, it allows them to learn a new language, and provides them, potentially some career skills. So that is really why coding is a valuable tool. I think the creative design process and some of the articles that we read, along with the actual artifact production, was probably the most interesting thing I learned in this course, and probably the most enlightening. The observing, reflecting, and making, and then the continual just reformulating of ideas and reiterations of the product. I think one of the more interesting things in this course was learning how to do code. And ultimately, this involves a big learning curve, of which probably this course doesn't have enough time to really do anything in terms of actual functioning apps. But I definitely think that the whole idea is something that I would like to explore further. I think what I learned more than anything else in the design studio class was, and the most important part was the whole design process, from ideation to conversation to collaboration, all those parts. If you can stay in that flow of that, you can create some really wonderful things that would be very helpful for students and teachers in terms of app design and software development.